Plant morphology studies the form and structure of organisms. This field developed from naturalists' observations during the natural history era. They described life forms, including external and internal features, visible with magnifying lenses. These descriptions later helped frame research questions in physiology and evolutionary biology. Standardized terminology is crucial for classification and communication among botanists. It ensures consistent understanding of technical terms and definitions. Plants have developed specific features to adapt to habitats, such as modifications for protection, climbing, and responding to environmental conditions. These adaptations are key to understanding plant morphology. Plants have two main systems, the root system and the shoot system. The root system is underground, while the shoot system is above ground. It includes the stem, leaves, flowers, and fruits. Flowering plants, called angiosperms, have roots, stems, leaves, flowers, and fruits. These parts can look very different from one plant to another. Plants also have nodes and internodes. Nodes are where leaves grow from the stem. Internodes are the sections of stem between the nodes. A root is a non-green underground part of a plant. It usually grows from the radicle of the embryo. There are three main types of root systems: taproot, fibrous root, and adventitious root. The taproot system has a main root axis with branches. The fibrous root system has many roots from the base of the stem. Adventitious roots come from other parts of the plant. The root system absorbs water and minerals, provides support, stores food, and makes growth regulators. A root has four regions: the root cap, meristematic activity, elongation, and maturation. The root cap protects the tip. Meristematic activity is where cells divide, elongation is where cells grow, and maturation is where cells differentiate. Root hairs absorb water and minerals from the soil. The stem is the part of a plant that carries branches, leaves, flowers, and fruits. It grows from the plumule of the embryo during germination. A stem has nodes where leaves emerge and internodes, which are the parts between nodes. It also has buds, which can be at the tip or along the sides. Stems support the plant, conduct water and nutrients, and store food. They can be told apart from roots by their nodes, buds, and growth towards light. Roots, on the other hand, grow away from light and have a root cap. Young stems often appear green and may turn woody and brown as the plant matures. A leaf grows from a stem node, developing from shoot, apical meristems. Its main job is photosynthesis. A typical leaf has three parts: the leaf base, petiole, and lamina. The leaf base attaches to the stem, the petiole is the stalk, and the lamina is the green part with veins. Leaves can be simple or compound, and they arrange on a stem in different patterns, such as alternate, opposite, or whorled. The veins in a leaf can be arranged in two types, reticulate or parallel. Simple leaves have an undivided lamina, while compound leaves are divided into leaflets. Leaves play a crucial role in plant growth and development. An inflorescence refers to the arrangement of flowers on the main floral axis. A flower is a modified shoot. The shoot apical meristem transforms into a floral meristem, and the axis becomes condensed into a flower. There are two main types of inflorescences, racemose and cymose. Racemose types have a growing main axis with lateral flowers. The older flowers are at the base, and newer ones are at the tip. Cymose types have a main axis that terminates in a flower, with older flowers at the tip and younger ones at the base. A special case occurs when a shoot tip transforms directly into a single flower, resulting in a solitary flower. A flower is the reproductive unit in flowering plants. It's a modified shoot for sexual reproduction. The flower has four main parts: the calyx, corolla, androecium, and gynoecium. The calyx protects the bud, the corolla attracts insects, the androecium contains the male reproductive organ, and the gynoecium contains the female reproductive organ. Flowers can be bisexual or unisexual. They can also be symmetrical or asymmetrical. The position of the ovary determines its classification as hypogynous, perigynous, or epigynous. Examples of flowers with different ovary positions include mustard, plum, guava, and cucumber. Flowers have four main parts. The outermost part is the calyx, made up of green leaf-like sepals. Inside the calyx is the corolla, composed of brightly colored petals. These petals attract insects for pollination. The arrangement of sepals and petals in a flower bud is called aestivation. The male part of the flower is the androecium, consisting of stamens with filaments and anthers. The female part is the gynoecium, made up of one or more carpels. Each carpel has a stigma, style, and ovary containing ovules. Carpels can be free or fused, and the arrangement of ovules is called placentation. A fruit is a mature ovary that develops after fertilization. Sometimes fruits form without fertilization, called parthenocarpic fruits. The fruit wall is called the pericarp, with 3 layers: the epicarp, mesocarp, and endocarp. Seeds are inside the fruit. A drupe is a fleshy fruit with 1 seed, like a mango or coconut. The mango has a thin epicarp, edible mesocarp, and hard endocarp protecting the seed. The coconut has a thin epicarp, fibrous mesocarp, and hard endocarp protecting the seed. The coconut has a thin epicarp, fibrous mesocarp, and hard endocarp protecting the seed. A seed has 2 main parts: the seed coat and the embryo. The embryo consists of the radicle, plumule, and cotyledons. Dicot seeds have 2 cotyledons, while monocot seeds have 1. The seed coat has 2 layers, the testa and the tegmen. A scar on the seed coat, called the hilum, shows where the seed was attached to the fruit. Dicot seeds can be endospermic or non-endospermous. Monocot seeds are usually endospermic, with a bulky endosperm storing food. The embryo in monocots has a modified cotyledon called the scutellum, and the plumule and radicle are enclosed in protective sheaths. Botanists follow a standard framework when describing a flowering plant. They start with the habit, then cover roots, stem, and leaves. Next, they describe floral characters, including inflorescence and flower parts. The floral formula uses symbols to represent flower structure. These symbols include bricteae tk, calyx, C for corolla, and others. Special symbols distinguish male, female, and bisexual flowers. A floral diagram shows the number of flower parts, their arrangement, and relationships. The diagram starts with the calyx, then corolla, androecium, and finally the gynoecium at the center. The mother axis is represented by a dot at the top. The Solanaceae family, or potato family, grows in tropical, subtropical, and temperate regions. Most members are herbs, with some being shrubs or small trees. The stem is usually herbaceous, growing upright with branches, and can be solid, hollow, hairy, or smooth. Potatoes develop from underground stems. Leaves grow along the stem, are simple, and have net-like venation. Flowers have both male and female parts, with 5 fused sepals and petals. The family has important economic roles, including food from tomatoes, brinjals, and potatoes, and medicinal uses from belladonna and ashwagandha. Other uses include chili as a spice, tobacco, and petunia for ornamental purposes. Plant roots vary by type. Dicots have a taproot system with 1 main root. Monocots have a fibrous system with multiple roots. Some roots are adventitious, developing from unusual origins. Leaves have distinct patterns. Dicots have net-like veins while monocots have parallel veins. Compound leaves can be feather-like or palmate. Leaves attach to stems in alternate, opposite, or whorled patterns. Flowers have 4 main parts: calyx, corolla, androecium, and gynoecium. They can be symmetrical or not. The ovary position varies, being superior, half inferior, or inferior. Seeds also differ. Dicot seeds have 2 cotyledons, with or without endosperm. Monocot seeds have 1 cotyledon, called the scutellum, and usually include endosperm. Roots have a main taproot, or a fiber system with many similar-sized roots. The radicle is the embryonic root, protected by a root cap. Root hairs absorb water. Stems and leaves have nodes where leaves attach and internodes between them. A petiole is the leaf stalk, and the lamina is the leaf blade. In flowers, the calyx is the outer sepal whorl, and the corolla is the petal whorl. The androecium refers to male stamens, and the gynoecium is the female carpel whorl. Seeds have a cotyledon, plumule, and scutellum. The testa is the outer seed coat, and endosperm stores food. A drupe is a fleshy one-seeded fruit with a stony pit. Dicotyledonous and monocotyledonous plants have key differences. Dicots have a taproot with smaller branching roots. Monocots have a fibrous root system with many similar-sized roots. Dicot leaves have a net-like pattern, while monocot leaves have parallel veins. Dicot seeds have two cotyledons, storing food for the embryo. Monocot seeds have one cotyledon, often a scutellum absorbing nutrients. Dicots usually lack a leaf sheath, but monocots have one for support. Dicot flowers have parts in 4s or 5s, while monocot flowers have parts in 3s. These differences separate dicots from monocots across their life cycle.